Listen, ladies, I need you to understand something. A man will either be comfortable with you or he'll be shaken by you. And when I say shaken, I don't mean scared. I mean in awe, curious, maybe even a little intimidated. Because when a woman walks into a room and carries herself with confidence, intelligence, and self-respect, she disrupts the pattern he's used to. You see, too many women try to fit a mold. They try to be what they think a man, once agreeing with everything, bending to expectations, hiding who they really are. And guess what? Those women are easy to understand. They're comfortable. They don't challenge him. But you're different. You have depth. You have standards. You have a life that doesn't revolve around him. And that shakes him. Now, some men won't know what to do with a woman like you. They'll be confused by your independence, unsettled by your boundaries, maybe even jealous of your strength. But make no mistake, being not like other women is not a problem. It's a gift. It's a signal that you value yourself and you refuse to settle for anything less than what you deserve. Absolutely. Let's expand point 1. Confidence is magnetic into a full 600-word passage in a style inspired by Steve Harvey. Without headings or conclusions, confidence is magnetic. And when I say that, I mean it in every sense of the word. There is something about a woman who walks into a room knowing exactly who she is that stops people in their tracks. It isn't about the way she dresses or the way she talks or even the way she looks, though yes, appearance can catch the eye. No, what makes her magnetic is something deeper. It is a quiet power that doesn't shout but whispers. I know my worth, and I won't settle for less. When a woman carries herself with this kind of confidence, men feel it, women feel it, even strangers on the street feel it. It is the kind of presence that commands respect without demanding it, that draws people toward her because there's authenticity in every step, in every word, in every glance. Confidence is not something that can be faked. And people see through pretense immediately. A woman who knows who she is doesn't need to explain herself. She doesn't need validation from anyone because she carries it within. And that is magnetic. Men, I've got to tell you something. Most of them are used to women who play small, who hide their light, who shape themselves to meet someone else's expectations. They are comfortable with easy, with safe, with predictable. But when a woman steps into a space with confidence, she disrupts that pattern. She doesn't move according to someone else's script. She doesn't bend to fit someone else's comfort level. And let me tell you, that shakes a man to their core. Not because she is too much, but because she is exactly right. She is everything they didn't even know they were looking for. And it rattles there because it's unfamiliar. Confidence doesn't intimidate the right man, it awakens him. It inspires him to step up, to match her energy, to meet her at her level rather than expecting her to lower herself. Confidence is magnetic because it signals self-respect. A woman who respects herself doesn't tolerate nonsense. She doesn't allow people to walk over her, to manipulate her, or to make her feel small. She sets boundaries and she enforces them. And when she does that, people take notice. There is a force in a woman who protects her own energy, and that force attracts people who can appreciate it and repels those who can't. Men feel that energy. They may not even consciously understand it, but they feel it. A confident woman doesn't ask for attention. She commands it naturally. She doesn't need to chase, to plead, to convince. She just is, and that is enough. And let's be honest, confidence is sexy, not the kind that is loud or arrogant, but the kind that is quiet, steady, and unshakable. The kind that makes a man sit up and take notice without him even realizing why. There's a difference between someone trying too hard to impress and someone who simply knows her worth. One demands validation, the other radiates it. And men are drawn to that. They want to be near someone who is sure of herself because it challenges them to grow, to be better, to rise to the occasion. Confidence is magnetic because it shows that a woman is not afraid of herself or of the world around her. She carries an inner fire, a certainty that she is enough, that her dreams are valid, and that she will not settle for less than she deserves. Confidence is magnetic because it's real. It's not about perfection. It's about self-acceptance. It's about showing up fully, unapologetically, and letting the world respond. It is knowing that your presence alone changes the atmosphere, that your voice matters, that your opinions count, and that your choices reflect your true self. Confidence is magnetic because it signals freedom, the freedom to be authentic, the freedom to pursue your desires, and the freedom to be unapologetically you. And make no mistake, men notice. They are drawn to it. They are inspired by it. They may be shaken by it at first, but ultimately, confidence is the kind of power that leaves a lasting impression, one that cannot be ignored. Independence is powerful. And let me tell you something. Ladies, it challenges patterns in a way most people don't even realize. You see, men are used to certain routines, certain expectations. They're used to women who fit a comfortable mold, who follow the script, who let life revolve around them. They are used to predictability, and predictability is safe. But when a woman steps up and owns her independence, she disrupts that comfort zone. She doesn't need to call every 5 minutes to feel secure. She doesn't bend over backward to fit someone else's agenda. She has her own life, her own dreams, her own responsibilities, and she carries them with pride. And that shakes some men because it's unfamiliar. It's a pattern they didn't expect, a rhythm they didn't anticipate, and that can be unsettling. But here's the thing, being independent is not a flaw. It's a gift. A woman who is independent doesn't rely on a man to validate her existence. She doesn't measure her worth by how much attention he gives her or how quickly he responds to her messages. She has cultivated her own sense of value. She has invested in her own growth, her own passions, her own happiness. And that, ladies, is what makes her magnetic. Men are naturally drawn to women who are complete in themselves, who don't need someone else to fill a void or complete a picture. Independence challenges patterns because it forces a man to step up. He can't coast. He can't take her for granted. If he wants to be part of her life, he has to rise to her level, match her energy, and respect her space. And that's not always easy for some men. Independence also sends a clear message. This woman has standards. She knows what she deserves. She won't settle for half-hearted love, inconsistency, or disrespect. And that shakes men who are used to taking the easy road because now they have to bring their best. She doesn't beg. She doesn't chase. She doesn't lower her expectations to make someone else comfortable. Her independence sets a tone for the kind of treatment she expects, and that tone is non-negotiable. It challenges men to look at themselves, to assess their actions, and to decide if they are truly ready for a woman who knows her worth. Here's the thing, independence is not about being distant or unloving. It's not about rejecting affection or closing your heart. It's about balance. It's about being whole on your own while being open to love and connection. It's about having a life that is fulfilling without depending on someone else to make it meaningful. And when a man encounters that, it can shake him because it's different from what he's used to. He may have encountered women who needed him to be their source of happiness, their anchor, their everything. But an independent woman doesn't need him for survival. She invites him to join her journey, to complement her life, not complete it. Independence challenges patterns because it defies expectation. It demands respect. It requires authenticity. And it forces a man to evaluate his own life, his own ambitions, and his own worth. He can't just go through the motions with a woman like that. He can't play games. He can't coast. and he can't take her for granted. Independence is magnetic, not just because it shows strength, but because it calls for mutual growth, partnership, and integrity. When a woman is independent, she sets the standard for how she expects to be treated. And that standard is one that shakes men into recognizing that love, respect, and commitment are not optional, they are essential. Independence is freedom, it's power, and it's a force that changes dynamics in every relationship. A man may be shaken by it at first, but the right man, the one with vision, with ambition, with respect, will rise to meet it. He will be inspired, challenged, and motivated because an independent woman shows him what true partnership looks like. And that, my friends, is why independence is not just a trait, it's a game changer. Boundaries are one of the most powerful things a woman can have. And yet, too many people mistake them for weakness. Let me tell you something, setting boundaries is not being difficult. It's not being cold. It's not being unloving. It's about knowing your worth and refusing to allow anyone to diminish it. A woman who establishes her boundaries is a woman who respects herself. And that respect radiates in every action she takes, every decision she makes, every word she speaks. When a woman stands firm in what she will and will not tolerate, it shakes people, especially men who are used to taking advantage of women who don't speak up. Boundaries are strength. And when a man encounters a woman with them, he either rises to the occasion or steps aside because there is no room for half-hearted effort. Now, a lot of women think that saying no or holding firm will push men away. Let me tell you, it won't push the right man away. It will push the wrong one away. And that's exactly what you want. Boundaries filter out people who aren't willing to meet you on your level, aren't capable of giving you the respect, love, and attention you deserve. They separate those who are serious about building a meaningful connection from those who are only interested in convenience. A woman with strong boundaries is not asking for trouble. She is preventing it. She is showing that she values herself and her time, and she is making it clear that anyone who wants to be part of her life must honor that. Boundaries are also empowering because they create clarity. When a woman knows what she will and will not tolerate, there is no confusion, no guessing, no wasted energy. She doesn't bend to people's moods or manipulate her own desires to make someone else comfortable. She knows when to give, when to hold back, and when to walk away. That clarity is magnetic. It forces the man to pay attention, to understand, to step up. He can't coast or take her for granted. If he wants to earn her love and trust, he has to show up in ways that match her standards. Boundaries demand accountability. And accountability is something that elevates relationships to a whole new level. Another reason boundaries are strength is that they protect emotional and mental well-being. A woman who respects herself enough to set limits doesn't allow toxicity, manipulation, or disrespect to take root in her life. She knows that her peace and happiness are non-negotiable. And when a man sees that, it shakes him in a good way. It challenges him to match that. Respect, to bring his best, to rise to the level of the woman he wants to be with. A woman who enforces boundaries is not afraid to say what she needs, to demand honesty, or to walk away from anything that diminishes her value. That courage is rare, and it is powerful. Boundaries are also about self-love. They are a reflection of a woman who understands that she deserves fairness, respect, and care in every interaction. They are a declaration that she will not settle for less than she is worth. And here's the truth, men notice that. They feel that strength. They sense the firmness behind her kindness. They understand that she is not easily swayed or manipulated, and that her love must be earned through respect, not entitlement. That is what makes boundaries magnetic. That is what makes them a source of attraction, inspiration, and admiration. When a woman sets boundaries, She is not pushing people away, she is drawing the right people closer and eliminating the wrong ones. She is creating a space where love, respect, and mutual growth can thrive. She is showing that strength and love are not opposites. They coexist beautifully. And that, my friends, is why boundaries are one of the most powerful tools a woman can possess. Uniqueness is a gift, and it's something too many women are afraid to embrace. Society, culture, and even personal experiences often try to shape women into molds that feel safe, familiar, and acceptable. But let me tell you something, the women who stand out, who command attention, who leave a mark on the world are the ones who dare to be themselves. Being different is not a flaw, it's not a problem, it's a power. When you embrace your uniqueness, you are saying to the world, I am not here to fit your expectation. I am here to live my truth, my way, on my terms. And that, lady, shakes people. It shakes men. It shakes other women. And it shakes the very systems that are used to predictability. There's a reason why men are drawn to women who are different. It's not because they are trying to escape the ordinary, though sometimes that is true. It's because uniqueness signals authenticity. It signals strength. A woman who knows who she is and is unapologetically herself does not need validation from others. She does not mimic someone else's personality to gain approval. She does not hide her quirks, her passions, or her dreams. She owns them fully. And that confidence is magnetic. Men notice it even before they understand it. There's something captivating about a woman who doesn't conform, who refuses to blend in, who shines her light without hesitation. And that uniqueness is exactly what makes her unforgettable. Being unique also challenges complacency. It forces people to see life differently, to expand their perspectives, and to engage with someone on a level that goes beyond surface impressions. A woman who embraces her differences will not settle for ordinary love, ordinary conversations, or ordinary ambition. She raises the bar because she knows her value. And a man who wants to be part of her world must rise to meet it. That can be intimidating for some, but for the right man, it is inspiring. Uniqueness demands growth, self-awareness, and courage for everyone who crosses her path. It's not about creating conflict. It's about creating depth, authenticity, and meaningful connection. Too often, women are pressured to hide the very things that make them extraordinary. They are told to tone down their intelligence, to dim their creativity, to soften their ambition. But when a woman embraces her uniqueness, she breaks free from that pressure. She refuses to apologize for being different. She refuses to shrink herself to make someone else comfortable. She celebrates the traits, habits, and perspectives that make her who she is. And that celebration is contagious. People are drawn to it because it feels real. It feels alive. It feels like freedom. Uniqueness is also about embracing your voice, your story, and your journey. Every woman has experiences, lessons, and perspectives that are hers alone. When she shares them openly, she enriches the world around her. She shows that there is no one else like her, and that is a gift to everyone she encounters. Men are drawn to this kind of energy because it is rare. Women are drawn to it because it inspires courage and authenticity. And the world, in general, benefits from it because it challenges conformity, encourages creativity, and elevates standards. Embracing your uniqueness is not easy. It requires self-awareness, confidence, and courage. It requires letting go of the need for constant approval. But when you do, you become unstoppable. You become magnetic. You become the kind of woman who shakes the ground without even trying, who inspires others to be better, who demands respect without demanding attention. Uniqueness is not a burden, it's your superpower. And the more you embrace it, the more you attract people who are capable of seeing, appreciating, and honoring it. the right man will rise. And when I say rise, I mean rise to meet you on your level. Rise to meet your standards. And rise to match the energy, ambition, and strength that you bring into a relationship. Too many women settle for men who coast, who are comfortable being mediocre, or who don't show up fully. And too many men stay in their comfort zones, expecting women to adjust, compromise, and bend to fit their life. But here's the truth: when a woman knows her worth, when she carries confidence, independence, boundaries, and uniqueness, the right man can't help but rise. He doesn't run away. He doesn't shrink. He steps up because he recognizes the value of a woman who refuses to settle for anything less than she deserves. The right man rises because he understands that love is not just about words, it's about action. It's not about convenience, it's about commitment. It's not about taking for granted, it's about giving with intention. When a man encounters a woman who refuses to be anything other than her best self, it challenges him to do the same. He sees that she's not looking for a savior to fix her, someone to fill her gaps. She is whole, complete, and vibrant on her own. And that shakes him in a good way. It pushes him to evaluate himself, to grow, and to become the kind of man who is capable of walking beside her as an equal partner, not as a dependent or a placeholder. The right man will rise because he respects strength. He understands that a woman who sets boundaries is not being difficult. She is showing him the standard for how she expects to be treated. He recognizes that her independence is not a threat. It is a sign of confidence, self-respect, and maturity. He sees that her uniqueness is not a complication. It is a gift, a source of inspiration, and a reason to show up fully every single day. The right man doesn't resent this. He doesn't try to change her. He doesn't demand that she dim her light. He rises because he sees her power and he wants to honor it, compliment it, and match it. Rising to the occasion is not always easy. It requires self-reflection, growth, and accountability. It means confronting flaws, letting go of ego, and stepping into responsibility. The right man knows this. He understands that being with a woman of high value is not about winning a trophy. It's about partnership. It's about mutual respect, support, and growth. He sees that love is not a game of convenience, but a commitment to meet each other in ways that nurture, challenge, and elevate both partners. And when he rises, he transforms not only the relationship but himself in the process. The right man will rise because he is inspired. He's inspired by her courage, her strength, and her unwillingness to settle for anything less than extraordinary. He is inspired by her laughter, her ambition, her passion, and her authenticity. He sees that a woman who knows her worth sets a standard not just for him, but for everyone around her. And instead of running from that inspiration, he embraces it, he matches it, he shows up every day with intention, effort, and integrity because he understands that being worthy of a woman like that is not a right, it is earned. The truth is, the right man will not be intimidated by your strength. He will not be threatened by your independence. He will not be unsettled by your confidence. He will rise because he recognizes that a relationship with a woman of value requires him to be more, to do more, and to give more. He will rise because he is capable, willing, and committed. And when he does, you will know it not just in his words, but in his actions, in his presence, and in the way he consistently chooses to meet you at your level. That, my sisters, is the power of being a woman who knows her worth and the reward of a man who's willing to rise. Never dim your light. And I don't mean just the light that shines on the outside. I mean the light that lives deep inside you, the fire, the brilliance, the unique energy that makes you who you are. Too often, women are taught, subtly or not, to shrink themselves to make others comfortable. They're told to soften their opinions, hide their talents, tone down their ambitions, and even mask their emotions so that the people around them don't feel overwhelmed or intimidated. But let me tell you something, when you dim your light, you are doing yourself and the world a disservice. Your light is your power, your influence, and your gift. And when you let it shine fully and unapologetically, you create ripples that change everything in your path. Never dim your light, because the right people will be drawn to it. They will be inspired by your energy, your courage, and your authenticity. The wrong people may feel uncomfortable, threatened, or intimidated, and that's okay, because they are not meant to be in your life anyway. Your light is not for them. It's for the people who see it, value it, and match it. When you embrace your brilliance, you attract the right opportunities, the right relationships, and the right experiences. You create an atmosphere where respect, admiration, and genuine connection can flourish. And that, ladies, is the kind of magnetic energy that changes lives. Never dim your light, because it challenges complacency. When you show up fully as yourself, you force others to step up as well. People who are used to mediocrity, excuses, or surface level interaction will suddenly be confronted with authenticity and excellence. That's not a threat, it's a call to growth. Your light, your strength, your courage, your independence, they all set a standard. And the right men, the right friends, and the right partners will rise to meet that standard, because they see the value in matching your energy. Your light becomes a mirror that reflects the potential in everyone around you, and that is a powerful gift. Never dim your light, because it inspires others. Women who embrace their brilliance become role models without even trying. They show younger women, friends, and even strangers that it's possible to be confident, independent, and authentic all at once. Your light is contagious. It spreads courage, ambition, and self-respect. Every time you refuse to shrink, every time you assert your worth, every time you step into your full power, you send a message to the world that authenticity is valuable, strength is beautiful, and self-respect is non-negotiable. That is influence. That is leadership. That is change. Never dim your light, because it honors you. Every part of who you are, your quirks, your talents, your ambitions, your heart is worthy of celebration. Hiding it or diminishing it sends the wrong message to yourself and to the world. You are telling yourself, I am not enough as I am. And that could not be further from the truth. By letting your light shine, you affirm your worth, your potential, and your purpose. You step into a life that is aligned with your values and your dreams, and you create a reality where you are fully seen, fully respected, and fully celebrated. Never dim your light, because it's your superpower. The world doesn't need more quiet conformity. It needs your brilliance, your vision, and your courage. A woman who shines fully is unstoppable. She's magnetic. She's inspiring. She is transformative. And the right people, men who are capable, partners who are committed, friends who are genuine, will be drawn to that light, because it is real, it is rare, and it is extraordinary. Never dim your light. Let it shine unapologetically, fiercely, and beautifully, and watch as it transforms not only your life, but the lives of everyone lucky enough to be touched by it.